Today we have the Tippmann M4-22 Elite ISS. That's integrally suppressed. Well, this one is the rifle, and this one is their pistol / we have SBR'd it. And of course it's integrally suppressed, so you can compare it to the other M4-22 that I really rave about because I've shot them a lot and I love them. And of course you can see the difference right off the bat, even though this one has a suppressor. We take that GSL suppressor off. It's just a smidge longer than the rifle, but when we compare it to the SBR right here, you can tell the difference. We've got a nice short package and a nice quiet package. Now, just recapping on the M4-22, we use them at our youth marksman camps, and if you're interested, yes, we have marksman camps booking this October for kids ages 9 to 13 and their parents. It's like Top Shot for kids. But besides that, one of our favorite guns is this M4-22. I have run, at least 10,000 rounds a piece through each one of them with like no issues at all. And I know it's been that much because we caked up the suppressor so bad we had to send them back in for a rebuild, and these things just work. Back onto the ISS versions that we're going to talk about today though. It is a 16-inch barrel, but it's 18.5-inch overall length with the suppressor. And we'll talk about that when we take it apart. There's actually, 2.5 inches extra of suppressor on that. So you have a slightly longer package if it were just a 16-inch barrel, but you have a 26 decibel reduction with the rifle version, and the whole package is 4 pounds, 14 ounces. If you look at the pistol, and this one is the model's dedicated with the term bug out, so everything's the same. It's the M4-22 Elite Bug Out ISS, and this one has a 12-inch barrel, 14.5-inch overall length, and it's only 2 ounces lighter at 4 pounds and 12 ounces, 19 decibel reduction. So the rifle is going to be a little quieter because we have a little more volume, but we'll shoot them side by side and see what it sounds like. We're going to start off with the SBR, a little bit quiet. No, it's a little bit shorter and a little bit louder, they say. I like the SBR'd one. It's been my favorite, but here we go. All right, and we already ran into what I've seen before. The hammered in reset on the first round. Aftermarket triggers do this all the time. Okay, now let's try the rifle. It is quieter, and our hammer didn't reset. It's always just that first round. It's so quiet, I can hear the buffer tube twang. Okay, but yeah, it's quieter. So, SBR. Okay, the rifle's so quiet, but SBR is still quiet too. They're just fun. This one's so quiet, especially when you have Ear Pro on. Let's put the suppressor on this just for a comparison as well. Okay, it's hard to tell the difference if there's a difference between the ISS and this GSL suppressed, but they are quiet, and that's what makes it fun. Let's see. Can I even see my 200-yard target? No, 270, let's see. Nice! All right. All right, and bolt hold open. Now, I have shot this SBR model out of the box. I brought it for a project and shot over 1,000 rounds through it, no failure, just out of the box. The only failure was when I had a bad mag. So I've been very impressed with reliability. Now let's play with the rifle. We have this Parish hunting optics on this rifle. We're gonna play around just the same. I am seeing the bullet trace on this thermal. I should be recording it for you. We're fixing to do an accuracy test, and for that, thermal doesn't pick up golf balls very well. Who'da thunk? But before we take it off, I just wanted you to see what it looks like inside. So I heated up one of those plates. You can tell the dead center is just blazing hot because it's morning time. Nothing's heated up further. There we go. So the neat thing about this Parish Optics hunting scope is, you know, thermals are dropping in price all the time. You'll notice it looks just like a 3x9, like a traditional one, but it's actually a 384 thermal sensor in there with optimized image algorithm. It looks better than 384 resolution. I can see all the way out to 300 yards. You can see the bullet trace on a 22. It's got different color palettes, reticles, zeros, picture-in-picture. It records and plays back and does Wi-Fi. And it has, like I said earlier, one of the fastest boot up times at 6 seconds, just from cold to be able to use. I'm easily identifying deer and stuff out to 200 yards. And it's at a low price point, 917 bucks. So y'all can check them out, potnvg.com. It's just fun stuff. So we have this Night Force on here, and at our 100-yard berm, we have a yellow golf ball. Let's see if we can whack it. First try. We had groups with this earlier, and the rifle was shooting like 0.5 inch, just with the best group. And the ammo we're using today is CCI standard. It's just always been my go-to. It's always subsonic, and you don't have to pay that subsonic price tag. Now on the SBR/pistol version over there, the best out of maybe 5 groups with a 5-shot group was 0.64, if memory serves right. We'll have it on camera either way. But you know, if you're talking a 1/2-inch 22 with 5 rounds at 50 yards, these things are pretty accurate. It's a very interesting design. Now, it comes apart very easily. Oh yeah, we were loose. It's just dragging on an O-ring there. All right, so here's our barrel. And our barrel, you can tell that, yes, it has ports all the way up it, but these aren't really velocity shedding ports. When you velocity shed on a firearm, you put them way up here at the chamber, so it bleeds off the gas right away. This is gonna be just excess gas to make the suppressor quieter, of course. So on the front, we have about a 2.5-inch monocore. It's a full 16 inches plus 2.5, because that's the design. It was designed to be quiet, not designed to be short. We're gonna just shove this piece of PEX in here and see if these baffles will start coming out. All right, so there we have kind of a blast chamber area, and they all came out pretty easy. That's pretty good, and it looks pretty clean. So we can put this together so you can see what it looks like when it is it has the sleeve on it. Is you just have all these baffles over the top that bleed off. There's no specific order, and I was really kind of concerned about accuracy once I saw how skinny this barrel is, but as you saw, it's pretty darn accurate still. To a guy that has reviewed a lot of suppressors, I found it very interesting because it's like they did all the things. They put a monocore on it, and then this looks like the USS type baffle stacks that are like in our Bowers suppressors, and the ports, you have a whole lot of volume, but it's sealed. It is very different. This is why I like the Tippmann so much. This bolt just does it. Now, this is all aluminum receivers. However, it's not like you can throw a 223 upper on here. This is dedicated to run with a 22 only, and this is noisy though. This buffer spring right here is my least favorite part, and it's really not wanting to come out because I put a Ranger band on it to try to calm down some of that twang. I was able to do that in my older rifles, but by golly, the twang in this, when it goes off, every time you shoot it, it's a loud twang in there. So I put some rubber on the back of here. It didn't really help that much. And as you can see, we also have the Rise Armament triggers on here. This is that Rev 535. 20% off with my code TOPSHOT20 over at Rise Armament. It's the one that you can put a rounded shoe on it as well. However, I had to switch the trigger out here. The stock trigger on the Tippmann, it wasn't the hammer issue. The trigger itself would not reset half the time, and I would have to manually push it forward to pull the trigger again several times. But I want to show you the difference in the SBR version, because of course we do not have a buffer tube at all. It's a completely just empty and hollow there. And so they redesigned it. The good part is it's compact. The better part is it doesn't twang. So one of the favorite things about Tippmann is the Speedloader. This thing, I know there's a lot of like loudmouths out there that say, oh, I can do that just as fast by hand. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because all we do is shake those in. Got 25 rounds, and it will be loaded. This is why it's so great. We're going to test velocity with the CCI standard ammo and all three, the SBR, the ISS rifle, and then the old non-integrally suppressed. Average 10-30 feet per second. And that's out of the SBR. Now we're on the ISS rifle, and I'm going to record this image for you. Stupid peacocks. The T-post is glowing in the thermal. That's awesome. 10-41. Average of 10-30 feet per second, the exact same as the shorter barrel. So by golly, that is very interesting. So SD of 12. So extra 4 inches didn't matter at all. 1053.2. So we're on the threshold of industry standard of subsonic, but it works subsonic. SD of 11, but we're 20 feet per second faster with a non-ported barrel. Interesting. After shooting them a bunch, I like the SBR. The rifle is a touch quieter, but it is just a 22, so it's not like it's a noticeable quietness unless you're really shooting them side by side. I've really liked how the SBR runs. Like I said, out of the box, 1,000 rounds, no issue. They have that new compact design bolt that's been running fine. Now, it does make me curious because if we may run into future issues down the road, but I know Tippmann's got a good warranty, so it wouldn't be an issue just because you have those small springs and the compact bolt. But I just like the compactness of it, the quietness of it, the accuracy of it. If you're looking for an integrally suppressed one, if that's what you want, you like that sleek and that quiet, you can check them out. It is going to be about the same price as buying a suppressor as well. So your ISS rifle version runs 1040, and then this pistol version is 1160. And you just have that extra because you got the folding stock that you're putting on there. So you can tell me what you think down below in the comments, guys. Just have some fun with some 22s. Thanks for watching today. Okay, bye-bye.